how could internet rewires our brain? Like it or not, recent studies are showing that the internet rewires our brain. Excessive interaction with the internet into prolonged periods negatively impacts memories, attention, and cognitive functions. When we surf on the web, we are accustomed to multitask. Eventually, our brain needs to shift its focus between information flooding that comes from prompts, pop-ups, and notifications. If we don't manage these information floods, then it will make us really and easily distracted. We keep jumping from one thing into another. That is why you need to learn more about how the internet rewires our brain. Here are some impact of internet. Number 1. Internet are giving you brain addiction. MRI is a medical tool to examine the brain. According to research, MRI records of excessive internet users show that they have trouble controlling their urge to keep connecting. They want to plug in constantly. The symptoms are similar to people who get addicted to drugs and alcohol. One study from 2011 shows an interesting result. There are symptoms of physical and mental withdrawal. It happens when someone is unplugged from technology. This happens mostly for people who spend their times in front of the screen for so many hours. Dr. Hirentra Bowden-Jones, owner of a clinic for the addictions of the internet, says that those who spend long hours inside games can make it hard to fulfill their obligations. Number 2. Google becomes our hard drive. Our brains are like our third hard drives. It is where you put information, knowledge, and any input we have from the outside world. Previously, when the internet still hadn't become a thing, we used to look for information from families or friends. We rely on our knowledge and learn new things based on previous information and experience. We know who to ask about certain information. We remember who knew what and ask them. Now, Google is providing all the answers for any expertise you want to know or learn. Just like Thanos snapped his fingers in an instant. The sum of all knowledge is available inside our pockets. So, why bother to keep information in our heads? Just look at Google. Well, relying on technology is one thing, but can you imagine if one day all the internet networks went down? Where do you seek information? Number 3. We tend to skim, not learning. Do you know there is a term that says neurons that fire together wire together? There is a study that shows neuroimaging of frequent users of the internet is twice higher compared with sporadic internet users in their prefrontal cortex. On the other hand, the prefrontal cortex is an area that is responsible for short-term memory. Not only that, these areas are the location to build quick decision-making. When we scroll, we make our brain think that all of the flooding of online information is trivial. By that means, trivial things are not worth enough to have full attention. Unfortunately, if our brains keep doing this, then we are training the brain to do so. Now that is why every time you surf the internet, you tend to skim instead of learn. Worse things can happen. When you have a true desire to learn new things, your brain keeps making you forget it. Number 4. You get jealous easily. Recent studies by German scientists have shown that constantly looking at vacation photos, personal achievements, etc. can lead to jealousy and even sadness. While social media makes it easier to connect with others, we cannot ignore its negative effects. Researchers have even dubbed the phenomenon Facebook depression. Even if you have no intention to feel jealous of your closest friends or like family members, then you are also sure that they won't hurt you emotionally since your relationship is strong and healthy. But the truth is that you keep being jealous. Anna Krasnova, a researcher from Humboldt University, said that it is surprising by the numbers of people who feel angry, frustrated, and lonely after they use Facebook. Jealousy of others is one of these signs that the internet rewires our brain. What do you do to put those negative feelings away? Number 5. Internet rewires the way kids learn. According to Reading Right Web, memorized learning materials using rote memorization is no longer a necessary part of education. Remember those history lessons where you had to memorize all the dates, the names, and even the details? Today's kids don't do as much as they used to. Educators are beginning to understand that information is now hitting us through fire hoses. It's getting faster and faster than we can digest it. On the other hand, remembering the fact wastes the precious brain power that can be used to keep up with more vital information. These are the challenges for not only educators, but also for everyone. We must find better ways to keep learning effectively in the middle of Google's information flooding. Do you have an opinion about this? What kind of learning do you suggest is better for today's internet era? Number 6, we depend on internet more than ever. Before the internet era, people find answers through someone else's experiences or knowledge. If they don't have the information needed, then people turn their attention to books or even encyclopedias. But after the internet becomes a part of our lives, people want to look into their computers. Thinking about computers is a new impulse that rises in our brains now. Our reliance on computers can have an impact on our everyday life. For many, that means that we don't have to go to the library, with the proliferation of the smartphones even further than our own pockets. Finding an old classmate from a long time ago or remembering the actor's name in a movie is no longer a big deal. All you have to do is open Google and fill the search bar. Number 7. Memory problem will become more common. A 2009 Stanford University study showed that when people are bombarded with multiple streams of electronic information, from instant messages to blogs, people's brains struggle to focus. Dr. Eric Franslin, professor of computer science at the KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Sweden, shares his insights. Even a more typical browsing social media session can lead to information overload. Harder for you to retain information in your memory, he said. People who get stuck with multiple sources of information find it difficult to filter out content that is not relevant to their current goals. Number 8. IQ increase. If you think that the internet rewires our brain only brings a negative impact, then it is not all that bad. In the age of MTV and video games, parents and pundits alike worry that new and flashy technology will gradually obliterate our poor brains. Moreover, when Beavis and Butthead airing, we thought that there will be no Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. There will be only dumb person with their dumber peers. But quite the opposite. After MTV, after video games, after Twitter, Facebook, and Google, we're still getting smarter. Are we getting smarter because of the technology, or what? No one has answered this yet, but still, it is interesting to think. Now, what is your opinion about this? Number 9. Internet can actually boost the function of brain. Another positive impact of the internet rewires is they actually can boost our brain function. There's a study from 2008 that suggests internet search engine use may stimulate neural activation patterns and might improve brain function in older adults. Another opinion also encourages this fact. Dr. Gary Small, a professor from UCLA for neuroscience and human behavior, wrote this statement. Internet searches trigger complex brain activity that helps improve the brain function. Number 10. Makes us better to determine relevance. With all the information flooding, we must select which ones are valuable and which one is not. It has become natural to recognize junk from healthy and usable information. Moreover, today, we are not bound with editors or supervisors. Just like Wikipedia, anyone can edit or put information. It is a free space for everyone, but in the middle of this vast internet universe, people can filter what kind of information is valuable. For instance, you are a car mechanic looking for a solution. You can Google it and find the connections between the informations. You can realize that there is valuable information from reliable blogs or websites. With these collections of credible information, you test it out and practice it to fix a car. If it succeeds, then you have proven that the information is capable. Your skills also have been expanding. It is because you are looking for reliable information. Learn from it and practice it. Quite frankly, the internet rewires our brain We put our memory hard drive into Google, skim more and more memory problems. On the other hand, or like on the other side of the coin, the internet brings information faster. It increases IQ and brain function. The internet also makes us better at determining relevance. Maybe when the internet rewires our brain, it makes us a new, different human than before. Just like any other invention, the internet has a two-sided impact. It can be good or bad. So, what do you think about the internet? I hope that you'll find this video to your valuable advantage, and it might help you in different ways. If you found this video informative, do like and subscribe, and don't forget to give comments and provide us with your valuable feedback. Plus, do you want to suggest us a topic for the next video? Feel free to tell us. See you in the next video. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.